Are you thinking about moving to a new neighborhood? One thing you absolutely don't want to overlook, the crime in that neighborhood. Now, as a real estate agent in Seattle, I'm not allowed to tell my clients exactly what crime is happening, but this video is all about where you can find crime stats that are reliable and will help you make an informed decision. Why? Because understanding a neighborhood's safety profile can make all the difference in peace of mind for you, property investment quality, and overall quality of life when you move in. In today's video, I'm gonna show you in 3 parts how you can research crime stats, how to interpret that data, and then go beyond the numbers to truly get a feel for the neighborhood. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Part 1. First, let's talk about why crime stats matter. They directly impact your safety and peace of mind. Let's be real, finding your dream home doesn't matter much if you know you're not going to feel 100% comfortable in that home. And nobody wants to feel unsafe in their home. And that's why this is so important. Crime stats can also affect property value and even insurance premiums. A safer area often means higher resale potential and lower long-term costs. This is about your future investment, and we want to make sure that you're investing correctly to make the right decision for you. Of course, numbers don't tell the whole story. A safe neighborhood is important, but just one piece of the puzzle. Be sure to consider your lifestyle fit in that neighborhood and how the community feels to you on a personal level. This is why crime stats matter. Part 2. Okay, here's my favorite tool to use. Let me introduce you to one of my favorites when finding crime stats. This is called spotcrime.com. It's completely free and it lets you explore crime incidents in any area on a map. So let's walk through it now. When you go to spotcrime.com, you can go up here and type in an area. So right now what we're doing is the Central District. I've already typed this in for us. So you would basically just go in and type in either a zip code or a neighborhood. I believe you can also type in the exact address if you want to look around that address. So what Spot Crime does is it scans from police websites and other websites where it pulls in data for you to show you exactly what crime is going on. You can also go over here and you can actually view the crime in sort of like a timeline as well. So there's theft, robbery, arrest, assault, and vandalism. There's some arson here as well, and they have these different little emojis. So you can click into each one, so theft here, and look at more information. It will open a new tab for you to show you. But you can go back to the map and you can see other different crimes, assault. There are some question marks here that are other, so you may need to click into those to figure out exactly what those are. Now, this gives you a good idea on a map to see where crime is happening or where certain things are going on that have recently been reported. Now, this is obviously organized by the most recent, so you do need to be aware that this is not going to be everything that has happened. It's just the most recent incidences and when they were reported. So click through here, look at what's actually happening, and then you can also sign up to get alerts if you want to. So around your address within a certain mile radius, you can sign up for those alerts so that you can see exactly what's happening. But this is a really good and interactive map that shows you exactly where things are reported, which I think is really helpful so you can see it visually as well. So that's the Central District. All you have to do is basically type in the area you're considering and Spot Crime pulls up a detailed map of recent incidents. You can filter by type like theft, assault, and vandalism, and even set up alerts to stay updated. It's a fantastic way to get a snapshot of what's happening in a neighborhood that you might be considering. Some people also prefer something like the Citizen app, although this app shows you incidences beyond just crime. So this is an example of what the Citizen app looks like on desktop. You can also obviously download this app on your phone, I know for sure, and it sends you stats. Another good resource is always your local police department website. So the Seattle Police Department does a really good job of showing you crime stats by neighborhood, and it will actually show you the trend over time. So this gives you a little bit more of a meta view of what's going on, a little bit better perspective of what's happening over time. Have you ever used Spot Crime before? Put your comment below what resource you use. Maybe I'm missing one here. Let us know what you're using right now so other people can use it as well. Okay, part 3. Now this is all about interpreting the data. Here's an important thing that you need to keep in mind. When looking at crime stats, focus on trends over time. Don't just look at isolated incidences. One burglary or car break-in definitely doesn't define an entire neighborhood, but if you notice consistent patterns, like a high frequency of violent crimes, take that as a signal to dig deeper and do more research. Also, make sure you compare crime stats across several different neighborhoods that you might be considering. This gives you context. It also gives you a way to help see where one area stands relative to others. Not all areas are going to be the same, but it is relative within the city. And then that will help you make informed decisions on where you ultimately want to live. Okay, this is a bonus for part 4. Let's go beyond the stats with some community research. Numbers are super helpful, but they only tell part of the story. And that's why to truly understand a neighborhood, you'll want to go beyond the stats. So here are some of my most important tips when you're thinking about a neighborhood to move into. First, you want to visit the area at different times of day and during different times of the week. Is it lively and welcoming, or does it feel deserted? I always tell clients that we work with to go on the weekends and walk around, both during the day and at night. Go on a random weekday and see what it's like before work or during the day or even at night. This also helps if you're looking for parking. You want to be sure you can find a parking space on the street if that's your only option. Another thing is to talk to the locals. So oftentimes when you're out looking at a place, there might be neighbors out, especially if it's nice during the summer. Go up to them and ask what the neighborhood's like. They'll often share insights that you won't find online. And then last, look for signs of community engagement. Is there a block watch? Do people have signs in their yard that they're watching the neighborhood? Are there clean parks? Or are there active neighborhood groups maybe that you find online? These can all be signs to give you an idea of what's going on in the neighborhood. I like to search for community groups online on Facebook. That gives you a really good idea of what people are posting about. Now, one thing we didn't talk about is Nextdoor. This is also a place where you could go and research the neighborhood, see what people are talking about. Oftentimes I like to stay away from Nextdoor because it's a little bit alarmist, so sticking to the facts I think can be really important, but Nextdoor could be a good source if you want to check even further. Now, don't forget to check other factors like school ratings and access to public transportation. These are all going to be factors that contribute to the bigger picture of that neighborhood and where you might want to live. What's the first thing that you do before you move to a new area? Let me know in the comments. I want to know, before you move, what are you researching and what's giving you perspective? Part number 5, let's talk about moving into that neighborhood safely. How do you get into a new home and make sure you're safe? Here are some quick tips that I've got for you. First of all, every time you move into a new home, make sure you change the locks right away. No matter if the home is brand new or not, you want to make sure that you've taken the time to actually secure that home, because you never know who had a key to the home. Maybe they had a contractor working on the home before they sold it. You always want to change those locks. Installing a basic security system or even video doorbells can be a real game changer. This can help you with peace of mind. You also want to think about package theft. So this can be a really good first move as soon as you move in and change those locks. Next, introduce yourself to the neighbors. Do this early because building those connections can actually make your transition smoother. You have people who are watching out for you and your new home. And last but not least, join those local online groups to stay informed about what's happening in the area. Whether that's Facebook or Nextdoor, these can be really essential to making you feel comfortable and being in the know with what's going on. Are you feeling more confident about researching your next neighborhood? I hope so. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more home buying tips, and share your thoughts in the comments on what else you're doing to make sure that the neighborhood you move into is nice and safe and you feel comfortable there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next time.